All, Alrighty, YouTube. Welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. Today we'll be reviewing a beer that was brought to me by Tony's wife from Picton, Ontario. Barley Days Brewery's Wind and Sail Dark Ale. It's a 5% alcohol dark ale. Nice little microbrewery there in Picton that let her do a mixed pack for the Albino Rhino Beer Review. So, let's give this beer a chance. It's 341 milliliters. Its ingredients are water, pure malted barley, and in brackets it says contains gluten. Just in case you didn't know that malted barley has gluten. Hops, yeast, no preservatives, keep refrigerated. I'm not sure what the temperature variances were for this. Once Tony ended up with it, he kept it in his garage. He'd bring it to work every few nights, but I ended up being off the nights he was there. So, I mean, it traveled back and forth, but it was cold outside, so it should have been just as good as being refrigerated. I've never had any of this company's stuff before, so I don't know what it's going to be like. Unfortunately, they don't have any caps. All you have to do is write Barley Days on there. But I mean, I know that caps cost a lot of money, which is why people don't silk screen them or anything. So, let's give this beer a chance. That's a pretty dark. Deep brown, somewhat reddish in there. I'd say, I don't even know. I like to say mahogany, but it's not mahogany. It's more of a reddish hue. Maybe a deep cherry. It's actually a really nice color. Not even a one-fingered head, but it's just sitting there on top of the beer. It's hovering. It has some nice thick bubbles. It looks really nice. There's some chocolate on there. There's some coffee. There's some caramel. Very, very malty. You do get some hops in the background, but they're very subtle compared to the coffee, the chocolate, and the malt. Very good nose. I'm actually really excited already. The reason I picked the dark ale was because I was excited to try one of their beers, and the dark, I wanted it all for myself. I'm sorry, Tony, I'm being greedy. I know you're supposed to come and do the reviews with me. But I wanted to try one Barley Days beer, and this was it. What's it going to taste like? Nose is really nice. It's super soft. I got to give it that. It went into my mouth, almost no carbonation. Went down my throat beautifully. It just slides. I could probably just chug this entire glass right now without even thinking about it. I'm not going to because I want to make sure I got all the taste right. But I could if I really wanted to. The caramel that you got on the nose, you don't really get on the flavors. Lots of malt, but mostly it's the baker's chocolate malt too. You know, just a slight chocolate hint, and coffee. Lots of coffee taste to this dark. The hops are actually really apparent when you're drinking it. Basically, once it hits about the middle of your tongue, the hops pop out and get to you. They're not very strong, but they are bitter. They're there. They last. I mean, they're still there now, just attacking the back of my tongue, going, "Ha! We're hops! Ha ha ha!" But it's not a bad beer. I mean, for a microbrew, I expected a little more, but it's still better than a lot of the darks I've had. I am a dark and a stout guy more than anything, so I can't lie that I'm slightly disappointed in this. But for my first beer from this brewery, it doesn't turn me off at the brewery. I actually want to try the others. I'm actually excited to try the others. it's an interesting mixture. I mean, again, the caramel isn't there, the malt isn't there that strongly. More chocolate and coffee on the flavors. I mean, even that bitter hops taste you could say is like a black coffee taste too. But it's so soft. I've never had a beer that's this soft. I've never had a beer that flowed down your throat this well. And for that, texture-wise, it's a really good beer. I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. It's actually worth trying. Their 6-packs are $12.95, so you're paying about $2 a bottle. It's not a bad price. I'm willing to pay $2 for a bottle of this. It is a nice beer. If you're in the Picton area or you're anywhere in the 613 area code where you might see a Barley Days Brewery beer, the Wind and Sail Dark Ale so far is above average. It's worth a shot. It's not the greatest dark out there, but I mean, what do you want? You're not going to find every beer to be amazing, and I do like this. So, Barley Days Wind and Sail Dark Ale, 6.5 out of 10. Thank you for watching the Albino Rhino beer review. Good beer drinking to you. Just like to point out that this dark looks a lot better in the Guinness glass than that Bohemian did. Thank you for watching the Albino Rhino beer review. Good beer drinking to you. Have yourselves a very good day. I should probably